Okay, hey guys. So I've been transitioning this code base for a bit, and it's Saturday, right? It's Saturday, 4 p.m. plus, right? So I'm going to continue as usual. This is a part 2 to the previous one, and yeah, still going through the code base. Editor of the day is Vim, new Vim to be precise, and yeah, I have the same key bindings. So we're just going to go over the code base, continue work as usual, and we'll stop where we reach. Yep. As usual, I'll talk through my process, and yeah, let's see how this goes. Okay, here we are. Okay, so we remember this, right? We set up the Redis function, right, to essentially create a new Redis instance. We also set up the config call to get configs, but I think we also set up with Viper. Yeah. Yeah, hold on, give me a second. Let's see. Where did we do that? That's funny. I didn't keep it in a config base folder. Nope. Nope. Middleware server. Nope. Configs.go. Oh yes. What wasn't that displaying there? Oh yeah, I was checking lower in the files. Okay, so for now we're going to ignore all of these parts with respect to setting defaults and the rest. We have a key generation call here. I like how that was made, and a couple of other things. So I've been writing Rust during the week, right, and now I'm writing Golang once again. So there's a bit of context switching going on, but my brain is recalibrating. So yeah, I think I'm getting the hang of it. Okay, so let's see. This is what happens when something just went on here. This is what happens when you work on multiple different code bases, right? You tend to need some time to just recalibrate yourself. Okay, so the aim now is to first of all ensure that our configurations are all done, which we did last week, and just ensure that they're in the right place everywhere, and then connect the models, right, for the database. The previous project is Passwall. I think I'm going to have it opened up in Z. I mean, the reference project is Passwall, right, for some ideas with respect to how to implement these things in Golang, right? So I'm just going to be transitioning most of that code into my own implementation, right? So with that said, I'm going to have the Password project open up in a separate window. Okay. Okay, so for this one, we are actually going to use Z editor. I typically use Z and NeoVim. Sometimes we're switching between both. I would typically use VS Code, right, as at last year or 2 years ago. But I've been working on projects that require more speed in terms of my process in general, right? And I wasn't getting that from VS Code, and yeah, I decided to make the switch. Pretty much learn Vim, and yeah, that's how I'm here. So let's actually get this ball rolling. So this is Password, right? Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna take this one. So one will actually create a database connection, right? And as you can see in this project, how was this done? Let's see. Okay, so how was this done in this project? First we have the odds. Okay, we have the models, and we have DTOs for the models, right? So yeah, so we have DTOs on this project, right? And what do DTOs mean essentially? DTOs stand for data transfer objects, right? They are place points for object-oriented programming through which you can actually manipulate data, right, from a data model, right? So we have an auth DTO here, we have an auth response, and we have a tokens detailed DTO, right? Now where are the models themselves? Let's get to the models. Okay, so we have a store reference. Let's see. Well, we do have models. If I go on this, I see bank account model. I see it's using Gorm. Yes. Okay. Yes. So these models, each of these files are models plus their DTUs plus their conversion systems, right? For example, we have a to bank account conversion on the bank for the bank account DTU. You pass in a bank account DTU, it gives you a bank account object, right? So converting the DTU to the actual Gorm object. Now, what is Gorm in this case, right? So GORM. Should I call it Gorm or Gorm? Hold on. Okay. So in this case, Gorm is a okay. So in this case, Gorm is an ORM library for Golang, right? Fully featured ORM library is what was used in the Passwall project. I like the structure and how it was being used here. That's why I'm actually going for it. And essentially, it features all of the features that we will likely want to have in this project base, right? Including the eager loading of data, transactions, right? And batch insert, batch retrievals, all of that, and direct SQL builders. Yeah, I like to have that. Also, auto migrations, being able to actually write migration files. Yes. Yeah, it sounds developer friendly. Let's actually take a look at the docs on it. Okay. So let's see. Fantastic ORM library aimed for developer friendliness. Okay. Normal go get installation. Then you install with the driver. In this case, I think it should be /sm/postgres. I'm going to set up I'll typically just set up a Docker instance for all of those resources, right? Database, caching, all of that, so that we can actually replicate against those instances themselves, right? Instead of developing with, say, SQLite. Although typically I would use SQLite for smaller projects, but for larger projects in which I want to have a smoother deployment process, I just actually get the driver, set up a Docker instance of the resource, and then start working with it. So an example implementation, let's see. Yeah, so an example implementation here. First of all, you create a type struct for the products, and you auto migrate the struct, okay, and thus you're able to use it. Okay, so in this project, we'll actually check that up. Let's just go through the docs completely first of all. So first of all, we have the auto migration for the product, and then we have the create DB. So we use a reference to the product and we fill it in with the appropriate params, and then we have objects which are types to the products, and although not initialized. Then I think this is where we initialize. Okay, find product with the integer or the primary key. Interesting. An operation like this, does it return the product or does it fill in the reference with the actual details? I think it might be filling in the reference with the actual details. I think that's it might be doing. Yeah. After all, structs are just more detailed wrappers around data. So I think that's what it's doing. Okay. So any of this operation will be filling in, most likely be filling in the data, right? Find products with integer primary key and find products with code. Okay, so you can do something like this, or to fill in the code. Okay, I think I'm remembering a couple of things, right? So okay, So the same thing with model updates, product price to so and so. Yeah, so if you have the reference to the product, you update the price data. This is about the database update itself, not the actual struct updates. Yes, this is about the database update itself, updating the database while also updating the struct at the same time, right? So let us go back to the project and look at some sample use cases. Although we need to also keep in mind this connecting to the database instance, right? We can use direct we can use direct query URL, right, to connect. Just open up something like this with the appropriate driver and the config. Okay. Then what else do we have here? Yeah, I think Postgres should just be /Postgres. Yes, okay. Yeah, a DSN. I just wait. Okay, hold on. Oh, we can specify it directly like this. Makes sense. I'll keep that in mind. Okay. Custom driver. No, we don't have any for custom drivers. I think I've seen that. Now sample code create. No, let's just look at migrations before that. Yeah. So migration. Automatically migrate your schema to keep your to keep your schema up to date. Okay, well, you create the models, right? Call auto migrates on all of them in an references to the models, and then you set. Okay, you can also do something like this. Okay, and then the migrator interface is here. Okay. Okay. So there's Atlas, an open source migration tool that has an official integration with Gorm. Okay. Should I keep calling it Gorm or just say GORM? I'll say Gorm. I mean, it just was off the tongue for me. Gorm. Okay, so auto migrations are a good idea though, but being that there's a migration interface, right, which means we can actually create migration files. This is not like Prisma, right? To me, Prisma was the best, right, or is the best, and it's actually like it has very good support. So I'm not explaining this to work like Prisma. I think this might be better because of the automatic functionality around it, right? But I'm just thinking, in case it doesn't work as well, like the automatic nature of it, right? Okay. So sample code operation. So we have an example here. Let me just increase this just in case. As a simple example, create a user, pass in the reference user to create, and then it is updated. Yes, look at that. Okay. so let's look at something like this. Create record. First of all, we've seen this, right? We can just do db.select and just pass in the updates, right? Okay. Create hooks. Okay, so you can actually create hooks to handle, say, before create or before another operation, so that when you actually pass that into the Gorm function, it will check for those hooks on the model before making those operations, right? So we have a create hook here, right, on the user objects, which actually takes in the transaction for the operation, right? And I see. So if you want to skip hooks during certain operations, then you can actually do this externally, and essentially it will do it for everything. This DB instance too, that is being used everywhere, right? Where is it coming from? Let's see. It's coming from whatever database objects that we created, right? Therefore, this DB instance here, let's see, this DB call here is essentially more like a static functional call to session, right? So this will actually make the change for every session, and this ampersand Gorm session here or reference here is to an internal Gorm object that is being introduced from the call to the Gorm object up here as per its introduction. So this Gorm object that is being referenced here is being referenced with an ampersand. Yeah, I see. Interesting. Okay, so okay, I mean, we're getting the hang of this. What SQL calls and queries? Okay, db. Anything else? I can come back to the reference to find it. Okay, belongs to. Yeah, let us see relationships. How do those flow? Okay. Yeah. Gorm models will start with the. Yeah. I'll keep track of this, right? So models are declared using normal structs. These structs can contain fields with basic code types, right? Pointers or aliases. Okay. Blah 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 blah. As long as they implement the scanner and valuer interfaces from the SQLite, from DB SQL stuff. Okay. So this is to handle nullable string, right? And to also handle nullable time fields. Okay. So database/SQL is the package. I'll look into that. Okay. What else? What about the Gorm model? Thank you. I mean, it was referenced earlier, the Gorm model, which was being used in the relationship one. So what about it? Gorm provides a predefined name struct called Gorm model, which includes commonly used fields. Okay, ID, primary key based, created at, updated at, dated at, typical Gorm indexes. Okay. Now, advanced field level permissions. Okay, expected fields have all permissions when doing code with Gorm, right? And Gorm allows, that is, expected fields that are capped fields, right? Hold on, let me just confirm that. Yeah, obviously capped fields. Okay, nothing special to that. Let's see, hold on. Where was that? Field level permissions, yes. Okay. So you can change the field level permission with a tag, right? You can also make a field to be read only, write only, create only. You can do that. That's interesting. directly from the, oh yeah, that's good. Okay, noted. That's good. Allow read and create. So this is okay. Allow create, read and create. Allow read and updates. Allow read and write. That is create and updates. Okay. Allow read, disable writes. I see. Okay. I mean, with time this will be fingertip fill. Okay. Let's see. For time operations. Okay. For anonymous fields, Gorm will include its fields into its parent struct. Give me an idea. Okay, author struct, blog struct, then this is going to be equal to, oh yeah, obviously, ID, name. Yeah, name, email, or both. Okay. For a normal struct field, you can embed it with the tag embedded. Right, and what does it give us? What's the diff? Right, if this is embedded and this is embedded and this is not, is there really a difference to both of them? Oh yeah, I mean how it is being embedded. Auto just passed in here and auto passed in like this. Okay. I'm not sure why I would need it like this. I'm looking for a relationship, right? Or is this, oh yeah, embedded struct. Sorry, I'm still under the other category. Okay. Field tags. Okay. Okay. A column could be primary key, but what if we wanted to use UUIDs, which is what I would typically want, right? So let me see. Can I start directly for that? Nope. Primary field, yes, but I don't want to be auto incrementable, right? Can I use the before create hook to actually do that? Before create hook, I can set up the ID UUID within, right? Using some UUID parameters, but then there has to be a way for that to be done via this without needing to do all that stuff. Okay. What's this? Okay. I just typed UUID up here, right? And there's gen query. Yeah. And what does this do? Or what's this about? Generated code. Why am I looking into generated code per se? Oh, there's docs and there's gen. Where is gen? Oh, Gorm powered by code generation. Nah, I don't want to do that. I want to write it myself. Okay, so let's see. We have other topics like the sharding, this realization, yeah, security. What else? I need to really figure out that UUID thing. Let's see if I can just do in a mass search, right? UUIDs in Gorm. I mean, my typical way to go about using of UUIDs in this would be to first of all get create a UUID generation function, and then in the before create hook, right, create the UUID for the ID, set it up as a primary key or ordinarily in the struct, and just go about that. But there might be a better way, something referenceable, right? So Gorm has been in existence for a long while. As you can see, this is actually 9 years ago. So go get Gorm, Google UUID, add the OSP. Okay, what is, no, I don't think we need that. That's just way too far for this. right? Okay, are we trying to use the internal Postgres stuff? Oh, you can just do something like this within, and it will use the internal, oh, from Postgres 14 it will use the internal Postgres function to generate random UUID, to generate a UUID for that field. So you can just tag it like this. That makes sense. Well, either way, let's head back to our project and start giving it a look around, right, and see how it's being used. So we're going back to the Passwall project. Okay, so what do we have here? Okay, so what do we have here? Okay, so we have the Gorm setup here. Hold on, let's get that to the way. Okay, let me get this to okay, so we have the Gorm setup here. Let's take a look at the bank accounts model, right? So we have this JSON ID. Okay, yeah, I mean obviously for JSON, but it's a primary key here and it's uint. Most of them are uint, right? So this first one is uint, and this is for bank accounts. Credit cards, we have, is this a model? I don't think this is a model. It seems to just be a set of functions referencing a store. Is this store a cache? Let's see, what is this store? Yeah, it's just a store of well, the interface, the store is an interface, right? So referencing any interface that implements all of the different repository functions, right? So let's see, what else am I going to go with? Wait, hold on. Okay. Email. Nope. Passwords. Yeah, I think this might be a struct. I mean no, it's not really. User. Where is user model? Is the user model just this model? Oh, password server.model. Let's see. Give me the user model, please. So it's actually in here, just at the top. Okay, yeah, I don't think this place is in UUID. Let's actually look for that. Okay, so we have a UUID function package from Go mod, but in usage, so this is UUID package here. This is being referenced here. In the models, that's what I'm actually looking for. A UUID reference in the models. Let's see. We have different interfaces too, but in the models I'm not seeing anything. Okay, in the token model there should be a reference to UUID. Ah, I see. So we have this here UUID, and we have this here Gorm type UUID, right? And yes, type is a varchar of 100 characters. Now let's see, do you have any other functions attached to you? I can't see any other functions, so which means this just creates it. Okay, let's see every reference to token. Right, let's see. Yeah, we have creation here. Okay, now let's go up. Let's go up. No, let's go up. Let's see. About model token. Yeah, okay. So you have to create it. You have to create it specifically, and where are you being used? Where have you been used? Up here. Okay, the UUID was created as UUID The create call, first instance is a phone, yeah, second one is that, third one is the token. Let's see your use case. So new token dot at UID. What are you? An app. Okay, with the function create token. An app with the function create token. What exactly are you returning? Was that auth? Okay. Yeah. Okay. So you're actually returning a token details DTO. I see. Right. So if we should go to token details, do we see? Show me the models, please. So token details DTO should actually have that, right? So just go to token. Where is token details DTO declared? Let's see. Okay. Declared here. And it has an UUID. So where are you being created? Let's see. One of those files should have a creation tag marked to you. I think auth should, right? Yeah, auth.go should have one, right? So create the token, and this is supposed to return us a reference to a tokens details DTO. So first of all, we have to create the tokens details DTO, right? And that's going to be created right about here. It's created empty. And is it suddenly filled? Yeah, it's been filled. Oh, this is where we just created the new which means we can go through either this route of the Postgres 14 integration, right? But that would make it dependent on Postgres 14 upwards, right? Or anything the Postgres team does. I want it to be able to run properly whatever Postgres decides to do. So which means I might go with the before creation hook and just have this UUID library come into play. Like I said, where are you from again? You're from Satori Go.UUID. Okay, I think I can work with you. So let us actually set up Gorm and this, right? So we are switching back to new view. Okay, so back on our projects, let's actually do this. Yep. Okay. Yep. Okay. So let's actually go get first of all, we're gonna get Gorm. I think we have the installation code up here. Okay, so we need to get the main Gorm project, then it's appropriate server, right? So let's see, go Gorm get this, and then yep, go ahead. Okay, sorry. Okay. Is it just Postgres or PostgreSQL? Let's see. Yeah, just Postgres. Okay, so let's get back in our project and let us actually get set up with. For now, we'll just we'll push this aside a bit, as close margin as possible. And now let's set up Docker. Yeah, we can actually have Git ignore certain things, right? So let's see. We have a lot of things going on here. I haven't committed any code yet, so let's see. Okay. Yeah, ignore anything Docker, please. Yes. Are you ignored? Yes, you are. Good boy. Okay. nothing in there. So let us actually create I already have pre-configs for Docker in different projects that have the base resources. We are going to split one this one. So let's see. Sorry. Okay, let's do this. Let's play. Let's see. Set up version number to 3.8. That's a phone version. We set some services. And first, we want to have database, right? So, should we call it something interesting? No, just database. Yes. Container name. I just set custom container names simply because I want to be able to know it, like to. Nope, let's not do that. We will have a start file, right? And in there we'll set up a -p that will actually give us a custom container name, right? So let's actually have this as database. In fact, let me actually name it as PG database, right? And then the image behind this database is gonna be Postgres 14. Yeah. Okay. Ports. Default port is about 5432. So let's make this port something we can play with name. Okay. Yes, and to 5432. Nope, not 645, please. Incorrectly typed. What is expected services? Oh yeah. Sorry. Okay, hold on. Okay, I should do it. Yeah, this should be 5. Yes, okay. Let's keep going. Environments. Let's see. So environmental config. So let's set the Postgres user as default. Remember, this is just local. And let's just set up the password, and let's actually have this as same. Yeah, imagine I just did and type it again. Okay, let's set up the database. Yeah, let's have this as nope. That's not taking too much. Yeah, let's go. Okay, now we have this thing of setting up a volume within, and what this volume is just a reference to a folder in the project, right? So it's nothing more than the /. We say so within that Docker folder itself we can set up database, and with this we can easily always delete this database, right? And yeah, actually ql/data. Yes, I think that should do it. What's this? Thank you. So we start on let's start. Okay. Let's have that. So beyond this, what else do we need? We need I think we'll need RabbitMQ. Right, we'll need RabbitMQ. Let me actually just get quick configurations for that. Docker compose, Docker RabbitMQ. Now I can just translate the RabbitMQ configurations from the Docker, or rather from the reference on. Okay, so normally you can just translate the configurations from the reference that you get on RabbitMQ website, right? So we need a messaging a messaging system for this, right? We also need Redis for this, right? So we're going to actually set up all of that. Yeah, so let's translate this. As we see here, this is the image. No, this is the image, right? This is the image, and it's storing the latest, right? We will translate the image, and then we will translate the ports, and then this is the name. Sorry, this is the image. Yes. Okay, so this is the image, this is the name, right, of the running instance, and then this is the ports, right? So let's translate it. Okay, so we have the RabbitMQ instance, and this is going to be translated as follows: image at RabbitMQ for dash management, right? And what else? We have the ports. So yeah, port 5672 is pointed to port 5672. I mean, they are pretty much pointed to each other, but we know that we already have other RabbitMQ instances from other projects in my computer, right? So I'm going to actually port it differently now. Let's see 9020. Yeah, let me just put it randomly, not too randomly, but yeah. Okay, and also 15, yes, so 15672. Good, right? And next is going to be the volume. No, do we need a volume for RabbitMQ? I don't think we need a volume for RabbitMQ. Okay, so I think this we do. Yeah, we start unless stopped. Yes. Okay. What else are we going to work with? Caching. Let's see. The cache is Redis as always. Let's see the image. I'm going to use the Redis 6.7. No, 6.2. Yeah, 6.2. Let's see. Okay. We start. Always we start this because it's important. And then the ports. Yeah, typical Redis ports. But Redis has this thing of using 6379 base ports, right? So let's do 6723 to 6379. Okay, and we need a volume for it, right? So we're gonna just have a yeah, I will do it as I did this. Let's call it cache and just say yeah. Okay, so what else do we need? We don't have any Mongo instance needed in this project. I think these three are the key resources. Let's actually check it, take a look. Configs will tell us the rest, right? So in configs we have Redis, and we have, yeah, so we need to secret one more for database, right? The bindings and the so then is it .env the YML? No, it's just env.yml. Yes. Okay. Yeah, we'll match this to, we'll change this to match, but the Redis instance doesn't have a database, and we don't want to set a database, right? So password can just be empty. Database name for the Redis instance doesn't need to be anything special, so it can be 0, and we'll just keep it going. Yes, we'll map ports to match. In this case, our ports Let's, yeah, we'll run those during testing, but for now I think this is okay. This is okay. Let's make this work. Okay, so let's go back to, we have our Docker setup here. Let's do a sample run to actually bring everything up. Let's give me access to no. Thank you. Okay, let's see. Yes, so we actually want to create a Docker stats file, right? So let's see. Let's see. Hash. What do I call this project? Yeah, accounts. Go. Let's see. This should do it. This should do it. Let's see. We want to also make it executable. About, yeah. What's the permission level executable? Yeah, executable. Okay. Really? Oh, really? Oh, it's Docker space compose in my computer. Yeah, hold on. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, Docker is not running yet. Whew. Okay, now we have Docker up and running. Let's actually keep it on this monitor. Yeah, you can keep everything else up of it. And let's actually start this guy. There we go. Pull it in. Is this 6.2 app line? Hold on. How is that possible? Where this? Oh, sorry. Yeah, that should be it. Okay. Come on. Oh, sorry. Alpine. Alpine. Come on, be a good boy. There you go. Okay. So all resources in progress. Good. So the prefix of -p in the Docker Compose instance, all of my instances here are now having the prefix of accounts._go. So I know the instances that belong to this project, so giving them some unique name that I might forget later. So let's get this party started. Okay, let's see, they're all started. Are they all still running? hold on. And this is the good thing about this, because I can simply just do this and then yep, they're all still running. Good. Okay, so we have the resources on board, which means we can actually start writing tests against them, right? So let's actually get started with this database stuff. First we need to update our config to now include database, right? So we have three, not three. So we have three references, right? So we have the message reference for RabbitMQ, we have the reference for Redis, we need the reference for database, right? So db or rather database, yes. I like this. Okay, let's call it database configuration. Okay, that struct is gonna be okay. We need the DB name. We'll also need the hosts. You have no, not host here, just the host. Then we need the password. Yes. What else do we need? Structure of the reference is usually the host, the password, the username, right? /db, right? And SSL status, SSL mode. SSL mode. Okay, so let's work with this. Of course you are a string, you are also a string, you are also a string. Yeah, let's also set your defaults, right? Defaults, obviously. Okay, what else? Sorry. Okay. Yeah. Okay, what else? Okay. Normally, this is a good place for macros to shine, but I don't think I've learned Git macros yet. So SSL mode is Boolean. Yeah, boo. I think default is false for this one. Okay. Now let us. What do we have here? Struct tag false, not compatible with this. Really? Oh yeah. Struct tag needs to be in. Okay. So let's see. The bindings around this. Let's actually split this. Let us get the env YAML and let's update it to match. We have environment kick loop messages, right? So let us actually create hosts. Password. No need for comma. This is a YAML file. Username. What else? Host, password, username, database. Database. Let's call it DB. Yes. And SSL mode. False. Yeah, false for now. The DB, what do we call it in this? So docker /docker compose. The DB is called accounts go. Yeah. Yes. username is called and password is called host. That should do it. For this, I think everything can still be kept even. There's no password, so keep that empty. Address, the port is actually different, right? So cache port is 6723. So let's see. Messages. The host is a full URL, right? How are we using this again? Do we have we do. So we have the events service.go, which actually contains the RabbitMQ connection dial points, and as you can see, this is it. Does this need to be AMPQ prefixed? Let's actually take a look at that. Where does the AMQP library come from again? Okay, let's go and take a look at that. Just a little detail, nothing too crazy. Okay, so let's see. RabbitMQ /AMPQ, yes, 091-go. Yeah. The dial points. Show me more about the dial points, shall we? Hold on. Yeah, pinned. Okay. I should get some reference to the dial points. Let's see. Okay, so the dial points, so address is 1 year, and where is address being used? It's used around here. Where is it dialed? Does anybody call as so the dial point, that is this address here in the connect function, mean that the address is AMPQ prefixed, right? So which means in my use case, same goes. Okay, so let's do that. Let's see. Okay, so let's get there. Let's get down to business. Hold on, what's this? Oh yeah, key bindings. Okay, so there's that again. Okay, let's do this. Yes. Okay, so I think I have to go into that system and set up the. We'll have to go into the RabbitMQ system, set up the queue, and set up the username and password, right? So that we can be able to use it here. We can't use it right now. So, but then let's just set up the base and the port prefix. So the port prefix for this is let's see. Where is that reference point again? Yes, so the port prefix for this is 8921. Okay. Okay, this is good. Okay, this is not jobs, but for now, how do we let's see. Sorry, hold on. To do. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So we have this set up now. Okay. So let's just set up the basic Gorm structure. Let's do that. Okay, so I want my base config utils to actually have that configuration. So for now, let's get rid of this. I like it full screen. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. db/error. Okay. Let's see. Gorm.open connection. Yeah. How about configuration from CFG? The configs. Do we have the global config stuff set up here? CFG. No. Okay. We want to pass in the configurations via this, right? So let's say. First of all, give me. Yeah, we don't have the Postgres Gorm stuff here either. So we have this, and we have the Gorm IO / driver / is this here? It's not. Okay. Hold on. Sorry. Let's see. Go mod. Do we have it here? Okay, indirectly. Driver Postgres. So the first and second should be indirect. Okay. We have it here. So what's going on with that part? Let's see. Open. Thank you. That's it. I mean, yeah, we've already imported this. Okay, so Postgres new instance. What are your configuration parameters? Shall we? Let's see. Yes, and instance of Postgres configuration. Tell me, what do you expect, please? Missing comma where? Oh, sorry. Let's see. These options though. Let's get rid of that first for now. They are not just supposed to be called Postgres, they're just called Postgres. Right, and the configuration param is declared. What's declared and not used? Nope. It should be used. It should be used. It's not called configuration, it's called config. Yes. And it needs a driver name. I thought there was a driver name. It needs a connection. Yes, that's the main thing. Okay. Or a DSN. Let's say DSN. Yeah, let's go with DSN. DSN. So let's create your DSN, shall we? Actually, let's do that. Let's create your DSN separately. Yes, and DSN string. Okay. I would like to use FMT's formats. Not format string. It's is this sprints? Yes. Yeah. Okay. And let's create our structure to this, shall we? Wait. Is it possible to just use the URL? Yeah, no, let's. Yeah. This will work. Okay. Host. Host is equals to. Yes. Whatever host is equal to. In this case, it will be a. Yes. No space. What else? Passwall. Yes. What else? DB name. Yep. So what else? Ports and SSL mode. Ports, SSL mode, time zone. Let's just stop with port and SSL mode. Ports is SSL mode. gonna be, yeah, okay. The variables to be passed in. Yeah, we're gonna chill on those for a bit. Yeah, we're gonna chill on those for a bit. Okay. This is just giving me a thought as to variadic functions in Golang, right? So I'm gonna open a tab about that and do some reading later. Okay. But for now, let us keep it on point. Okay. Okay. So the DSM will pass in like this, and we'll be able to reference it here. All of this should actually return either the DB, yes, or an error as usual. And if error is not equal to nil, which means something horrible went wrong, I'm okay with doing a log theta f. No, just a log theta, no for the f. Yeah, just give me log theta, and then database. Sorry, theta f. I need to know what the message is. Database setup crashed. Yeah. Let's do return assign s, since we are gonna get error. Yeah. Okay. So else return db. No, sorry. Else return, yeah, return db. db itself is a reference now, right? Yeah. Okay. So you are the problem. We need to finish off first. Yeah. Okay. Sprint f. Yeah, 0 arguments set. So the arguments here, I think, yeah, since we're going to describe this globally and have it importable into every other functional set, right, across the entire product as a whole, I have to also look into the fact that of whether Golang has any issues with where things are being defined in the project set itself, right? I mean actual functional issues with that, not semantic issues, right? For example, in JavaScript, a function needs to have been defined in its compile time flow. I mean in its runtime flow rather, before it will actually be found in the project, right? But in this case, I can declare something in the accounts module, right, and expect it to be available anywhere I reference accounts module. I think that's the case, so I'll just confirm that that's the case. But in this case, if this is the case, let's say config here should be a reference to the configuration. Yeah, a reference to configuration. Yes, but this time configuration.db. That's what I'm looking for. No, configuration is just good, yeah. Because if I want configuration.db, I'll just say database configuration. I can still say that too, yeah, to actually restrict it, right? So a reference to database configuration. Yes, thank you. And with that done, I can start passing things in. Instead of saying configuration, please let's just say CFG. Yeah. Yeah. So CFG host is host. CFG password. CFG name, database name, DB. Then CFG port. Didn't I export ports? No, I didn't. Let's see. There's no ports here. Mado. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Why am I apologizing? It's my code. Okay. Let's do this. mean, by defaulting to an empty post settings best. Okay, now we've not written the bindings for this yet, right? So let us actually create the bindings. I'm just going to take a couple of previous bindings and just can't I just do that? Oh, yes. And then let's see, we're going to split this upward, and here we're going to just open env YAML, right? Yeah, please, we need to ignore env YAML too, right? So before I actually do that, let's do git ignore and add env YAML. Yes, thank you. So let us do this. Okay, so we're looking for database host. If it was a normal YAML file, it would be database host and database password, same thing here. And if it was a DB cache, yeah, database DB. Okay. And then what else am I looking for here? After database DB username, sorry, not that one. Nope. Yeah. Okay. Yes. And after username we have host, password, DB, username, SSL mode. Right. I mean, we're expecting it to be false. We can no, not false. Sorry. Database SSL mode. Do you interpret it properly as either it's false or it's true? I might interpret it as a string. Yep. Okay, so let's see. We can actually give me a second. Let me actually check for the Golang equivalent of type of yep. Oh yeah, the reflect module has all of that. Okay. 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 I think that will fly for me for now. Oh god. Okay, so let us actually make this play, shall we? Okay, let's see. So let's think, how does Viper handle the tutti values, right? Tutti or false values from env. Okay. 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 Okay, so I'm gonna actually go ahead. Okay, so Viper actually converts, right? It actually sees tutti value as true or false underneath, right? And it has a set of values that convert to tutti values and set of values that convert to false values, right? So that's functional for us, which means I can expect truth or false. Yeah, if not, I have to start using the string convert libraries. Right. Okay, hold on. But what about converting? Yeah, what about converting string to? Oh yeah, it's string convert that does that, and then int to string is string convert, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, there are two sides of the same coin pretty much. I mean, we don't want to keep things too far apart. Okay, so binding env under that is still equal. Okay, now we have the right env updates. Let's actually move that. Wait, we have a bit of issue up here. Yeah, SSL mode please. Thank you. Did we just call that SSL underscore mode over here? SSL mode. It should read appropriately. Yeah. SSL mode, username. Any of this mismatch in the title? Username, SSL mode. Yeah, just SSL mode. Okay. In that case, let us actually just do the camel casing in there. That should do it. Oh, okay. Now let us go back to playgrounds. Utils. Okay. What's popping? Yeah. Ports. Thank you. And CRG SSL mode. There you go. What's popping? Oh yeah, since it's Boolean, we can go with this. Really? That can work for Boolean? Hold on. Let me confirm that. Okay, I think. Okay, so let's see, this looks good. So we're going to actually use this in the main app, right? And we have the main server function here. This is where we actually created the new mutex, original first mutex, base default, base ports. Okay, yeah, I'm guessing the OS ports. Where would that reference beside somewhere deeper? Main. Yeah, thank you. The main account server, right? And it is running that one underneath. So if this one is running underneath the main, right, it means that this server is the first server touch point. Okay. Do I put it here or do I put it higher? Here is where everything will likely come from, right? So which means it might be the best thing to set up. Let's see. I want to set up static defaults over here. No, because I did something similar in this section, right? So I'm trying to figure out where to place all the static files in this project, things like this, right? I did something similar, yeah, but this is in the events, right? I would like this to sit outside of the events, if possibly to all run from, yeah, possibly to all run from the main base, right? So let's say server, and server is under the package app. I can go ahead and do that, I guess. Is it possible to set up a constant value with a dynamic call like this? Let me actually see if this is possible. Let's say db, right? And we already have its handle. We know that utils has the rest of the calls for db, so let's say get let's say utils first. Yes, no, not Gorm utils, project util, no, not this one. Okay, configs dot utils. Oh, there's a get config. Oh yeah, get db, what I'm looking for. Yes. Okay. Look at. Okay. And first of all, I don't know. Okay, if that's the case, this was actually declare. Hey, nah. Let me make it separate. Let's say cfg first, right? And let us cfg first, and then let us say configs, right, dot utils, no, sorry, configs dot get config, right? Now this is not supposed to accept anything, and this will make config here a invalid type. Why? Good, let me figure that out. It's not constant, yeah, so I can't do a const operation like this for something like this. It needs to be periodic based, right? So let's see. I mean, it needs to be dynamic, not periodic. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, you're gonna pass in config into this, so just wait for that. But will this work? CFG, you can't use CFG. Right. Config, blah blah, in argument to type. Is this giving me the actual config object a reference now, right? And this also needs to take a reference. Oh yeah, not reference to this, reference to this, right? But thank you, I'm passing this from you. Yes, so yeah, this should work fine. Technically it should work fine. So okay, we have this declared out here. Now we can actually use it internally. I mean, other it can be a tautological operation like looping, you get, because I'm trying to avoid the circular dependency issue, right? Whereby one function is calling the other function that actually calls the first function. something else, or one module calling another module that calls the first module. Yeah, typical stuff. So let's see. Let's actually do the tests for the database. I think we can stop that for now. So test db connection. Yep. Okay. See when it connects. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah. We already have. Sorry. Okay. No. Nope. What's going on? Go back up there, please. Thank you. Now. Yes. Yes. Okay. It connects to the database. Yep, let's take this down. Okay. So yes, and then let's test that connection, shall we? db comma let's just first of all get all the connection instances, right? So get connection, we'll get db config is equal to CFG. Not that. CFG has already run its operation, right? So we can actually take this out here. No, this is a separate function that tests for generating of configurations, right? So we might as well test both here. So CFG comma error is equals to init call to the CFG parts, right? And the CFG name. Come on, don't be a. Thank you. Yes. Good boy. So what's this? Okay. If error is not equal to nil, yeah. See filter. Yes. Why is this an illegal rule? Literally. Really? What's going on here? The one literal. Okay, yeah, this. I keep forgetting this thing about JavaScript. It doesn't. The typical behavior in JavaScript doesn't work well in other languages. Just saying. Okay, we have db connection and db config to be equals to the CFG. We'll take an ampersand like a reference to it, rather. Yeah, we have a reference to the CFG database. Yes, and for that reference, I'm gonna pass it into get db, right? Which is gonna take the db configurations or db config. Sorry. Yeah, same thing here, please. Okay, so yeah, if there's no issues, t asserts no, it doesn't for final assertion. If we pass, it pass. I mean, that's how it is. So I can actually just, you know, okay, I can't do that, really. How about that then? But I want the db instance, right? So let's say db, yeah, and what is this essentially? This db, what kind of is a Gorm database, right? So let's see, Yeah, let's see. Yeah, let's actually print the yeah, let's print these details. Let's see what this holds. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yep. Let's see. While we inside no, not app. Inside config. Yes. And then go test. Okay. Okay. Invalid ports. Invalid ports. Okay, so let's see that again. We have a configuration says AMV, right? So database ports. Oh yeah, it's still not here. So okay, what's the port reference again? Do we still have the compose file open? Yeah, so we have the port at 5612. Okay, thank you. And SSL mode is false. You have a problem with that? Okay. SSL mode is invalid. Really? SSL mode, what's the configuration for the normal databases? Let's see. SSL mode, yeah, it's not false, it's disabled or enabled. Okay, yeah, so look at that. Yeah, disabled or enabled. In that case it's not supposed to be a string. Let's see. Configurations. Okay. Yeah. So this is not boolean. This should be a string, and default should be disabled. Okay, and noted. Yeah. Let's see. Is there another place that I use SSL mode in anything directly? I set as a /t instead of a /. Yeah. Oh, okay. So let us actually make it /s on us. Yes. SSL mode. Yep. Okay. So let's see. Nope, not there. Okay. Okay, failed to configure TSL mode invalid again. What's going on? SSL mode is invalid. Come on. Didn't I set it to disable? Did I say this? Oh, disabled. Moz, come on. Okay. Okay, different issue. Okay, got the error on connection. User mozartted. Really? Is that the username? When did I set that up? Did I say user? Oh, wait, did I? let's see, ELV, sorry, E, yeah, the user is Postgres, right? Okay, but where it's being used, did I do something different? That will be in the utils. Okay. Host, password, DBs, and import. Yeah, user is not here. Sorry. Okay. User. Do we say user or do you say username? Just for confirmation sake. User. Okay. Yes, user is of a right, and it's between host and password. So host, password. So let's see CFG username, right? Okay. There we go. So we have a database connection and we have a full flow. Good. So the database configuration. Awesome. Sorry. Let's get this out of the way. And yeah, so we have a good database connection now. I think we are already 1 hour in. I like cutting this off at 1 hour mark. Normally I will just continue coding beyond this, so the next video might be beyond this, right? Configurations all done and all of that, and yeah, we continue with work as usual. Okay, so I'll see you in the next video. Peace.